This first week is really, when it comes to the modules, right? We're just getting the ball rolling. We're getting into everything is a choice, right? Default settings. What choices are we making? The compound effect of those choices and how it really rolls out into shaping what our life is right now and what our future is going to be. So the way I want to run these weeks, like most of the weeks, it'll basically be open discussion, right? Where it's like, hey, here's what I found. Here's a couple questions that I have on some stuff that I'm working on. And then certain weeks, like next week, for everybody, just a heads up, like next week's normally a longer week. So like week two, when we get together, I normally plan for like 2 hours minimum. Um, so if you have like time constraints, we're gonna go through everybody one by one. Okay. So if you have like something where it's like I need to get out early or I got something that's going on, just let me know. We'll handle your stuff first. And if like we don't get to you, we'll just link up sometime during the week and knock it out. Normally, um, we'll go through the process of like, all right, you're taking all these tests throughout the week, next week. If you haven't done your Enneagram, you're doing your Enneagram. Most people here are doing the Enneagram, but then you got the love languages, you got the Myers-Briggs. You're going to go through the nice guy mass training. You're going to identify control and coping mechanisms and what your patterns are and what your go-to ones are. And then we're going to do values training. If you've ever heard any of the guys talk about values training, it's a really cool tool. Nobody ever gets it right when you try, but what this will do is number one is it'll teach you how to go deeper. Okay. And number two is we will really identify like, why am I doing all the things that I'm doing, good and bad? It's like, what is the thing that I want most? And the bullshit that I'm doing is because I want this thing, or all the good things that I'm doing is because I've been searching for this thing too. Okay. And there will be a couple of, we'll identify our top two values. So that'll be next week. This week, we can just kind of open it up and you guys can share, hey, here's what I found, like here's what I learned, here's something that was impactful for me this week. And then any other like any questions that you have as far as things that you are noticing or any belief systems that you are finding, trying to dismantle, trying to work through, like we'll just open it up and do that. So, who would like to go first? Actually, I got the recording going. We're good. Scott, go ahead.
So I was digging into, after listening to the videos and during some of the videos from this week's training, I was digging into some of the defaults, and I have a consistent pattern of deferring other
Yes.
people, even if it's something I'm very knowledgeable on or have relatively strong opinions on. It's like, well, I'd like the validation of somebody else, and particularly deferring authority to someone else. Like I don't want to be in charge. Or if I'm stuck in charge, I want to have somebody I can fall back to as like a higher power, essentially in any of the things. And I know where it comes from. Um, so there's two key components that I kind of put together this week, just digging through this, and one of them is um, growing up, I was always applauded for my um, for performance, but it was based on the concept of I'm not living up to my potential. So it was never valued as I was. It was always, well, you could do better if you just live up to your potential, your potential, your potential. And it kind of became like a almost oppressive feeling, like, oh, I'm never going to live up to this. I can't live up to this. It's always, like nothing I've done now is good enough. It's always what more can I do? And that kind of became a belief system. I'm not capable. I'm not good enough. There's this infinite potential that I'm never going to be able to reach. So why even bother? And the deferral comes from dealing with my father growing up, where it was always, like here's how you do something. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing it right. And it would be taken, like if I wasn't perfect at it the first time, it would be taken away from me and done for me. So there was never an opportunity to learn. So I never developed that confidence in my own capability. And it was only fairly recently where I've started to dig harder into that and be like, no, I know this shit. I don't need to fall back on anybody. I'm just going to run with it. So it's still an ingrained response to be like, well, let me double check with so and so first. Let me escalate this up to someone else first. And oh, I don't really want to be the boss. I'd rather just continue doing what I do. And it's led to a state of complacency.
Yeah, this is a good find. It's a good
Um,
find. What do you think you believe in that? Like the deferring, like what is, so you said like it's all right, this is the experience that I remember as to why I kept doing this. Like my parents never taught me to take ownership. They taught me if that they would let me try something one time, and if it wasn't up to their standards, it would just get done for me and I would get like ridiculed or whatever.
the belief is that that what I'm doing is never going to be up to par.
Okay.
It's at the end of it is like, oh, there's someone that's going to be able to do this better. Or I'm not the best at this, therefore it's not worth the effort.
It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the fight.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the one that's been staring me in the face since about Wednesday when I really kind of caught on to it. Like I started doing a bullet point list of defaults. It's or I got like 2 pages of this stuff where it was just page and a half. Um, yeah, I just started ripping through uh, bullet points at the bottom of the page here and then flipping over onto the next. And I was like, oh, this shit really is saying the same thing.
Hmm.
And then it was just like I was listening to one of the other videos and somebody else, one of the guys in the video brought it up, and I was just like, shit. It's not scarcity that's ever stopped me. It's fear of ability, or lack of ability, fear of a lack of ability. Like if I'm not going to do this right, it's my dad's voice. If you can't do it right, don't bother. Like don't do it at all. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this to your standards, so I guess it's don't do it at all. Um,
Right.
so it's a lot of things. And the goofy thing is, I'm really good at a lot of shit the first time I try it.
Yeah, you had to be.
Once I get myself to try it.
Well, it was also part of your training is like, I better do like you
Yeah.
lock in very much so you're like, I got to do as best as I possibly can. I won't get another chance.
It was like grades. If I got an 87, well, you should have got why didn't you get a 90? Get
Mhm.
the 90. Well, you could have done a 95. You get the 95, could have been 100. Did you try the extra credit? It was like it was always, and that's what it is. It's to me, it's like, like where is this great potential that everybody else is seeing when I'm just trying to do enough? Like I want to do enough where like, yeah, that was great. Thank you. Um,
Mhm.
so it's been tough removing the default of waiting for the good job from someone else and just taking pride in the work I'm doing myself, and which is wild because I take great pride in the work I do. I'm very proud of what I do. It's just I'm still waiting for that backup, that external backup, like the confirmation. Like,
Yep.
yeah, that's okay. You did good there. That's enough.
Yep. You need someone else to tell you that it is enough because you don't believe it is, no matter how much. Nice. What about any of the like what's the good stuff you found? Like when in the default settings, what were some of the things where you're like, actually, this is I do this. Like these are some cool things that I do here, and I like this about me.
Um,
Or did
I,
you
I
focus it? You're like, I need to find the
I
bad shit.
completely honed in on the bad. Yeah, I was like, I got to find all the things, like the good shit I don't have to worry about. It's working for me. It's fallen off the radar. Let's focus on the shit that's not working. Uh,
This is also part of your default settings.
yeah, yeah, I absolutely.
You see how
It's
like the lack of ability to acknowledge the good shit at all is
uh
exactly what we're talking about.
yeah, yeah. Um, and I think part of it is all the good shit, all the things I consider good shit, all revolve around stuff I do for others. So it's like, to me, it doesn't resonate as like that's a great, that's a great thing for me. It's like, hey, like like when there's an emergency, I'm on point. I go super chill, like focus mode, like dog fights. I slide in between two squalling dogs and rip them apart with no self thought at all. Um, it's just there's a thing that needs to be done. Let's get it over with. Like embrace the suck and get in. Um, so that's a default response for me. Is like when shit goes down, I'm in it. Like it's as you say, as we say, run to the noise. I can do it externally. Like I'm a great person to have when shit goes down. I'm also the guy that like hangs around after the parties and help clean up, because that's what I've always done. Um, it's
These are good things.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
Um,
it's not so much that we have to look like you are correct in observing like, okay, this is a good thing, but am I doing that because it's building my character and I'm not looking for, I just know that this is the right thing. This is what a good man does. Like this is just what I do because this is who I am. Or am I doing this because I know or I'm hoping that they'll see me and say, "Hey Scott, thank you, man. Thanks for your help. You did a good job with that stuff."
um, Both.
Yeah.
So I've always worked under the belief that I'm gonna do the right thing as I understand it to the best of my ability. Like whenever weird situations come up, I'm gonna pick. I usually pick the harder choice, like stand up for the weak, for the person being bullied, or like do what needs to be done in tough situations, and I do it because it's the right thing to do. But I also wish, like maybe it would get, like it'd be nice if it got recognized once in a while, like that sits in the back of my head. That's not why I'm doing it. It would just be nice if it was noticed. I'm gonna do it anyway, whether anybody saw it or not, whether anybody's there to witness this, or whether they congratulate me for it or not. It's getting done. The default is to do it. The belief is, like this is the right thing. This is what has to happen. It would just be nice once in a while, for
Do you
like,
see
hey,
how that messes up the system though?
yeah,
Like even if it's there at all,
yeah,
it's like it if because it fucks with you where you're like, wait a minute, I'm not sure. Why am I doing this again? Because if it's there at all where it's like, it'd be nice if somebody said anything, it'd be nice if I got a little appreciation. What it really shows is it shows a lack of like good relationships.
mhm,
You know what I mean? That's what it is. Because when you got good people around you, like they will. They just will, right? And when you set up the relationship in ways where it's like healthy and not coming from a codependent place, not coming from a place of like, if I do this for them, they'll end up doing some stuff for me, right? It's just no, we give to each other because that's how we are.
yeah,
Like I feel like that's probably missing, maybe has been for a while.
yeah. I've never had a very strong or steady friend group. Um, all my best friends and things moved away, and it, like just the lack of distance. I have my best friend since middle school still sticks around. He's moved up to Jersey, so he's an hour and change away, but we still get together semi regularly and talk once or twice a week. Um, but other than him, I've bounced through the fringes of different friend groups and never fully settled on any group. Um, and that was also one of the things I picked up in default settings is that like in group settings, if I'm not actively part of the conversation, then I'm out of the conversation. Like it's like listening to
Mm,
two or three, like we'll be in a group of people, and if the conversation I'm waiting for my turn, or when the conversation comes around to me, I'm all in, and then as soon as like two other, like the three other people start having a sidebar conversation, I'm just I don't exist anymore. Like you get that feeling. Um, so there's it's that hard point of connection that often is missing. It's like even with this group, we got the shield wall kind of thing. I have availability to all the thing, but you'll almost never see me in voice chat. Because it's hard to like it's hard to motivate to jump in. So, like that's part of one of the reasons that drove me into doing the group because it's kind of forced time. I have to be involved. I have to commit to this. So it's more solid connection for
mhm,
me.
mhm, mhm. What do you think when it comes to that aspect? Like, do you find yourself like avoiding the conversations, like in the little groups, or like you said, like you're purposefully like, I don't want to jump into all that because of that feel those feelings of like once it goes sidebar, it's like you're not there, you no longer are a part of it, or you does it come from a place of like I kind of clock out and I'm not really interested, or does it come from a place of like I feel like they don't want to talk to me anymore?
It comes more from I feel like I'm not part of the group anymore. Like the group has moved on. I had my moment and the group has moved on and now I'm not part of it anymore.
Okay.
Is kind of the background voice.
Mm, okay. What do you think the belief is there?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Um, I know like my fr the couple close friends I had growing up and stuff like that. I was always kind of like in a group of like athletic jockey type people. I was the asthmatic nerdy kid, and
Okay.
like I said, I was welcome into all different groups, but it was always like kind of fringe. Like I'd hang out with the alt kids and the skater kids and the preppy kids and the nerdy guys, and like I could find my way, like that chameleon kicks in.
Yes.
I could find my way into any group and have a great time and whatever. And then as soon as that time is over, it's like, all right, time is over. I'm back to just being me by myself again, like kind of feeling.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I think part of it could just be like it's really difficult to connect when you're constantly trying to put on the mask that you think you got to wear to fit into the group.
And here's the other point that I drilled into with this one is we talk about wearing the masks to fit in, and I've always looked at it as like, well, I'm interested in this shit. I like different things. I like different groups of people because each group does their own thing.
Sure.
And I like this thing, and I like that thing, and I like this thing. So that's how I get into it.
Hmm.
And then so to me, it never felt like wearing a mask to fit in. It was just like expressing this interest with people who are interested in that.
No, it's not so bad on that side of things. Like,
Hmm.
There is somewhat that's part of the problem when it comes to the chameleon aspect of it because it does make you very good at like you know a little about a lot and you're genuinely curious.
Yeah.
And that's helpful in dealing with people and connecting and relationships. Um, the part that the part that makes it a problem is this belief that you don't belong,
Hmm. Yeah.
and then
Well,
the inability to ever like probably challenge inside of the groups or bring perspectives that they might not agree with. If there's any
yeah.
friction there, right? Where it's like, this is my authentic me, where it's like maybe they start talking about something where you're just like, I actually believe the exact opposite of what they're saying right now. And then it goes right into that I don't fit in with these guys type of feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, some of it's a level of like a minor inferior, almost inferiority type complex where I'm not the expert on the topic. There's clearly somebody who knows more than me. There's that deferral, and then
Mm,
it's like, well, this
mm.
guy already knows everything, so I have nothing to contribute, and I don't feel part anymore. It's like I'll whether I know other shit that this other person doesn't know, it doesn't matter. They're the authority. They've become the authority on the topic, and anything I say just feels like it's like secondary or
Well, so when it comes to like good conversation, being a part of the group,
hmm,
and people skills, like what's the number one rule in conversations with people?
the one asking the questions
The one
is
asking the questions is in control of the conversation, right? And what do people like to talk about most?
themselves.
Themselves. So you don't need to say anything smart. Like the value that you bring to the conversation in a lot of places, you just ask good questions,
Yeah.
right? So if you come to this place where you're like, well, this guy knows everything, I got nothing to fucking add to this conversation. It's like, no, no, no. This guy knows a lot about this. I want to know more about what he knows. But you know enough to ask the right questions to go a little bit deeper into the subject matter. Like you can navigate it properly because you know a little bit about a lot.
Yeah. So it's funny in work, that's exactly how I function. I know one of my greatest skills in the office because I do tech support for executive level people is translating tech speak to dumb speak and
Mhm.
also being able to know just enough about all the different functions of other technology departments to cross speak. So like I can talk to developers and understand just enough of what they're saying to bring the developers request over to an engineering team. And I know just enough about engineering so I can bring that over to the help desk team. And then I know just enough about the help desk to convert that into dumb speak for an executive who doesn't know how to turn their own monitor on and still make them feel like they're functional at their computers. I have the exact opposite in all my personal relationships where it's like, well, I'm not the smartest guy in the room anymore, so I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, and it's because I'm afraid to ask the question and rock the boat.
Yeah, why does it asking the question rock the boat though? Like is that something you probably got punished for or discouraged? Like were questions and like
Oh yeah,
questions were discouraged
working with my
working with
dad
your
on
dad.
anything. I could pull it up to 6 months ago. I have a 66 Mustang, and I'm not super mechanically inclined. We built my father and I when I bought this back in my 20s. We built this thing from the ground up. My dad grew up with these model Mustangs, so he's been working on them his whole friggin' life. And we were working on something, and he's telling me to move the hose, and I paused to figure out why he wanted me to put it where he was telling me to put it. Like, can I put it here? Can I put it here? It was just moving it out of the way, really, so that we could work on something nearby. But I was just trying to understand the logistics. Like, was there? And he like lost his frickin' mind. Like, I've done this 400,000 times and you don't know what you're talking about. So just do what I'm freaking telling you. So it's just like, okay. And he and I ended up having it out that day where I just basically told him he's an absolute shit as teaching, and like you're not helping me learn anything. You're just being an asshole about it. And that just devolved into a screaming match, and me going home. But at the same time, we still stopped long enough to finish doing the work. So even when completely like incapable of speaking to another person, we'll still get the work done. Um, so it's that's where that comes from. It's like my dad was the smartest guy in the room all the time. He knows
Had to
all
be.
about everything. It's
Had to be.
um. So if I didn't know, I have to, like I've always had to be 100% sure. You can't ask the dumb question.
Yeah. So as you're going through these,
Mhm.
especially a lot of this dad stuff,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
yeah, there's a lot there for sure. There's mom stuff too, because you probably defaulted where you're like, I don't want to be like fucking dad. So like a lot of the don't do this stuff will come from dad, where it's like these are beliefs that stop me from taking these actions that are actually good. But there's
Mhm.
probably a lot of do it this way stuff that came from mom that's like, wow, for that doesn't work.
Yeah. Um,
So
I've,
what
I've,
what what I would do with the dad stuff
yeah.
is any of these ones that you find, just run it through the filter of how would I change this for my raising my own children? How did I change this, or how would I ideally change this for raising my own children? And then take that, and this is your system for yourself.
So I did that growing up when I had my own kids.
Yeah.
Um, I reached that stage where I'm like, there's a lot of shit my dad did right, and I'm not going to discredit the work he did. And I always said when I have kids, I'm going to take the best of my dad and eliminate all the worst of the shit. And that was my goal with my kids. And I've raised both of those girls to full adulthood. They're both married now. I have a grandkid. I have a second one on the way. And my kids are fucking killing it at life. I couldn't be prouder of those two girls. And they're my oldest is in therapy, mostly because of her mom. And even after speaking with the therapist, like she brought up shit from when they were growing up and blah blah blah. And the therapist was like, "Yeah, your dad was right. Like he did it the way that it needed to be done. He addressed the concerns the right way." So
So
I have,
so so here's the piece.
give
You
myself
did
that
that.
credit.
So it's like you have to use the systems that you gave them.
Turn it inwards. Yeah.
Yes, like it's very common where like, yeah, I would never say that to my own child. It's like, well,
Mhm.
you're still it's still in your system though,
Yeah.
right? So take those as you're finding them and start just checking yourself. Like whenever you catch
Yeah.
those things coming up, like that's my dad's voice. That's not what we do anymore, right? And just be wildly more aware of when they're coming. And if
Hmm.
you need any help where you're like, I don't know how to defeat this belief, like I don't know what to replace it with, we'll dive into it. But I think for like the ones that are coming up, I think you understand them clearly and you see
Yeah.
what system needs put in place, right?
Oh, I say it out loud. I was like, Jesus Christ, I hear my dad. Like I can hear him in the back of my head right now, and I need to shake it.
Hmm.
It's the guys laugh at me at work because I'll say it out loud. I'll be sitting there, like, Christ, I can hear my father right now. And it's like, okay, like process through that, get the function up and run, and get back to program,
Yep.
um, get things done. So yeah, that's a huge, huge chunk of it that I'm fighting through, and a lot of the calls the last couple of weeks. Um, it's something I've always known is there. It's just the detail that these calls have been starting to bring out. I'm like, fuck, this is this little subconscious checkbox they got to work on. Um, it's been huge difference in attitude change for me.
Good, good. All right, we're
The
just
hard, the
getting.
hardest part, the hardest part for me is always the do though, because the urge to procrastinate is brutal.
Just kill that, man. Like just what you said right there. It's like I do. Like this isn't hard for me anymore. Like why is it hard? Okay, then
Yeah,
search in there. Like why do I say that? Like why do I keep telling myself that it's hard for me to do the things that I know are the right things to do? Why is that there? Just like catch them over and over again. It's like, fuck.
yeah,
It's like another piece, like you said, there's these little details and these little extra pieces that you're finding where you're like, oh shit, that's a piece of this thing. I knew this thing, but I didn't know that. Like a little branch grew off of it. So just
yep,
keep finding them. Just keep leveling up the awareness. And listen, the way we speak, you guys already know this, you probably already heard it, but it matters. Like the way we're framing this stuff, the way that we're looking at it, it matters because it shows us what we believe about ourselves and our situations, how the world works and other people. So
yep.
just pay attention and catch stuff. Okay. So good stuff, Scott. Any questions that you have on any of this stuff so far?
Uh, no, I think I was just trying to bring some of it to life and say it out loud and see if the other guys kind of resonated. I don't have a question about it just yet. I think it was just more discovery.
Good.
Um,
Yeah. Good. Yeah. This is what all the first couple weeks will just be all discovery. So good work, man.
thanks.
All right, Jordan, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Missed the last meeting. Um, I'm Jordan. Live in California. 39 years old. Found this group, and within lickety split time, found out a lot of really relevating things about me, about myself. Like I deal with a radical shame that I'm here to crush. But I like to think I'm pretty self-aware on where I've come from and where I'm at right now. That I don't really want to peel back those layers too prematurely because it is deep. Um, I really do resonate with Scott about the doing things right or don't do them at all, and that coming from my father because it was like, and also I'm in the heart side training with Rick on Wednesdays with my wife, and he talked about apologizing and how that's trained in an individual to be a certain way. Um, my dad never accepted apologies. I was ridiculed and brought down for anything that I did wrong if I said I was sorry. It was like, no, well, you know better because of this. And you should know better because of this. Fuck, you're sorry. And that that does have like a really I see that in a lot of the way that I act towards, conflict or resolution or problems in relationships and stuff like that. Because I also hold that standard to other people as well. Um, I have a lot of vices for I it's hard kind of finding my default setting now that I've been actually looking at it because I keep reclusing into my mind. I keep just shutting down and going inward when I get stressed out or I get triggered. And if I don't go inward, I'm usually mad about the situation rather than empathetic or feeling really much anything constructive. Um,
So it just triggers you
the
and pisses
vices
you
that I
off when you
use.
see things.
Yeah, like if I see like, injustices or like slights or, disagreements or things like that, and at my immediate knee-jerk reaction is to get pissed. And I have the self-awareness to be like, wait, hold on a sec, slow it down. And then I find, a more rational response or a more resolutive response. But I do recognize that as a default programming. Um, I guess there's just so much like stress going on in my life currently that I find myself a lot more just going inward and getting lost in thoughts and what ifs and you know having to tell myself there's no bear in the room. Like you're good, but it's still like it's more prevalent now than it is has ever been really in my recent life. Um, I separated from my wife in October, but thanks to this program and just the limited resources I've gotten, we'll be able to get back together and get us both on board. But I guess it's just it's tough. And my question is, I do have a question about it. It's like, how do you get out of that inward trap thinking? Like, how do I get out of my head when I get stressed out or I get triggered? Because I just want to go inward. I just want to, and a lot of the times I respond on autopilot. And sometimes in a lot of more deeper discussions, especially like with my wife, I forget what I've even said.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think it's just all autopilot.
it's because you don't know your thoughts very well. Like it's kind of chaotic, right? Or you bouncing around like one thing leads to another, and then you're all the way over here, and you're like, how the fuck did I get over there? Where did I even start? Right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
where
And they
journal.
compound on top of each other
Yes,
too.
yes. This is where whenever you find yourself in there, if possible, if you're not like in a conversation, even if you are, like this is where journaling is most beneficial because it's very hard. It's like if you're sitting in a meeting, like why do they have people take meeting notes in corporate meetings? Right? Like, why do they have somebody like jot down the agenda and like figure out, like, all right, they said this is going on here. Like, why does that happen? Because no one's gonna remember. Like, nobody's gonna remember any of this stuff. And there has to be like documentation as far as like what even got us onto that subject. Like, what did we commit to? Why are we talking about this thing? Why are we spending time over here? Right? And when you just start writing things down, once you get into that place, it becomes very easy to see like, oh, this is like the whole path, right? You can see how you bounce from one thing to the other to the other. And if you get to a point where you're like, well, I'm wasting my time in there, you just go back like, what was the original thing that I was thinking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's stay on this. Right? And as you go through this process, the more you write out your thoughts, the more you understand like you understand, you also make them more concrete. Where it's like, this is what I believe about this. This is what I think about this. This is how that works. This is why I made that decision. You can just go back and be like, well, here's what I was thinking. This, if we go that way, that's going to happen. If we do this, like, that's going to blow everything up. So it's like, this is the only thing that makes sense. It's not the best decision in the world, but that's why I made that decision. Right. So anytime you find yourself going inward and getting lost, you have to put it down on paper or you have to put it down in your notes. Even if you just like speak onto the notes app on your phone, right? Just talk through things verbally.
Yeah.
But get it down so you can see what's going on and then you can look at it and go, that makes no fucking sense at all. Like, what am I even freaking out about? Or you can look at the places where you were and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I even started thinking about this thing. I have to solve that problem. I don't know how I got off into the weeds over here. So it's just you won't get lost as much. And if you do get lost, it's just on purpose. You're just like throwing things down and brainstorming to see like what's going on in your head. And it's okay. Right now, you're getting lost and you're probably
Yeah. That's
shame.
crazy. You say the note thing. The note thing that I do use that. And what I have found is that I've only written like everything that I've written because I can't really pull why do I feel? Why am I doing this? Why am I sidetracking like that in my brain? But what I have figured out is just a cascading effect of all these things that are stressing my in my life. Like I'm fighting a court case. I go to court tomorrow. Um, the things with my wife, the miscarriage that she just had, and we're dealing with it, our separation, and now our rebuilding. I work long hours. My son's autistic. Like all I've been able to really jot down and find are these are the things that are stressing me out so much that I get so pulled in a mental aspect towards.
So
When
when it
it
comes
all
to
started
these
from
things, when it
somebody
comes to
saying
these
something.
things, Jordan, yeah, yeah, yeah. So when it comes to these things, whatever it is that you're stressed about, this is also like comes back to Brian. It's like, hey, if you're stressed about it, like, what am I stressed about? Is there an action that I need to take that I've been procrastinating on, or like that I need to do? And it's like that's why it lives rent free in the back of my mind because I know I haven't been doing the thing that I should be doing when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to,
No, not
well, just hear
it's
me out. Hear me
I
out.
can definitely say
Like,
it's not that.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah, it's because it doesn't have to be that. I'm just saying, like, is it that? Or is it just, you know, I'm stressing about all the possibilities that could happen, right? Where you're saying, like you said, it's
Yeah,
normally
and it's not
is the
going at
bear in
my
the
pace.
room. Right,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
not
Then
going at my pace, and I'm just like, okay, I've done everything I can, and now it's still there, and I'm still stressed. It's like, okay, what if, what if, what if, what if? And I have to be like, wait, there's no bear in the room. Nothing's happening right now. But it's just I get stuck in that big loop every time.
mhm,
Whenever something else like stimulates or triggers, you know what I
mhm.
mean?
You'll catch yourself coming out of it faster and faster. Because here's what it is. It's just awareness, like I'm in the loop. And then identifying what loop am I in? Is this fear? Is this shame and doubt? Is this distraction? Is this lies? Is this something that needs grieved? Right. So it's just
Yeah,
acknowledgement of like catching yourself going in faster and faster and faster, identifying what the enemy is, dealing with it properly, and then moving on. That's it. Because when you go into those places, it's a fight.
yeah, with myself.
Yeah, you're in. No, it's not with yourself. It's with one of them. They love dragging you
One of
back
the
in.
catalysts, one of the issues.
One of the
Yeah,
enemies, right? And they find, you know what they do? Like a lot of them, especially fear, find something that triggers you emotionally. It needs that from you. The fear and the anxiety, which sounds like is the big one for you, it grabs on to something that triggers your emotions and you're just feeding it. As soon as it can get one of those things, you're just like you're in it. And then you're stacking, and then it's like, yeah, well, what about this thing?
yeah.
You're like, fuck.
My mind starts fucking going. You know,
Hmm.
my mind just starts.
Yep. Yep. So you just have to have the awareness, like you know what that is now. You know what that is now. You got some tools like bring yourself back into the present. Like that's not happening right now. And then just ask yourself a question like,
Mhm.
what is this trying to show me? Is there something that I need to just be prepared for? Is there something that I need to go check out to see if that is a thing that could happen? Right? Because fear can be our friends. That's what happens with fear. Whenever fear comes knocking,
Yeah, I can let you know a danger.
it lets you know a potential thing and you get to decide like, is that even possible? Okay,
Mhm.
maybe I should go check on her. Maybe I should ask my lawyer, hey, like, I want to avoid this. Like, is that even possible? Is there anything we need to do to make sure that that doesn't happen? Right. So it's just going through it logically. Hey, girls, I'm on a call right now. Okay. Yeah. No, not right now. I know. I'll talk to you later. Okay. What's up? Tomorrow. Okay. I need you to close the door. All right. Come hang in a little bit. Hey, not right now. You can't do anything to get it. I know. We had an agreement. You broke the agreement. All right. Now, we also have an agreement when that door is closed, you don't come in here. So go ahead and close the door. You know the rules. All right. Thank you. All right. See you later. I am not. Close the door, Aurora. I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right. Anyways, you guys know how it is.
Good death. Yeah, I do.
Uh, so yeah,
That's good stuff, man.
it just becomes a practice now, Jordan, where it's like I can finally see what I'm in. I know that it's a fight, but it's not a fight with myself. It's a fight with him. It's a fight with fear and anxiety. They keep getting me. They keep getting me. They keep dragging me back in. Right? So just keep using your tools. You'll get better and better and then move towards it. Like anytime it brings up one of these scenarios, move towards it. Check it out. See if there's anything even there. Most
Yeah,
of the time there's not.
because most of the times, like I've done everything I can personally do right now. It's just waiting, and I'm just impatient, and I'm just like wanting it to go faster and resolve itself because I don't want to be in this moment.
Trying to
But
control it.
it it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just control. It's like it's just you doing your control stuff.
Yeah. Is there such a thing as like a subtle like a soft control like not forcing but like okay I want to plan for all these contingencies so that if this happens then this happens then this happens and is that control or is that just like planning?
If you're planning, no, it's not control, it's just preparing. It's just a matter of like
Mm,
you have to make sense of it to a point where you're like you just need to make sure that you're preparing for things that are worth spending the time preparing for, right? Or are you preparing for these
yeah.
like 1% scenarios?
Well, a given time and how much I like recluse into my brain, I try to do it every like 99% of everything. I'm like, dude, that's not.
Listen,
I remind myself too. I'm like, that's not probably
here's
not going
what
to happen.
yeah, here's what you need to start using this power for. Okay. I want you to start shifting as much as you possibly can. What if this works?
What if it? What do you mean? What if this works?
What if this goes really well? This thing that you're doing, it's it's a clairvoyance, but you haven't trained it
Yeah.
yet. Like you're spending like an hour inside of your mind going through multiple scenarios and futures that don't exist yet, and you can see them and feel them and plan for every little thing that could possibly happen. You're like doing some Doctor Strange type shit. Okay. And a lot of people have this
But
gift.
it's not focused. You're saying it's just like running wild.
It's running wild. It's a superpower untrained. Anybody that has like this stacking of the fears and anxiety and going into all of these scenarios, you're not broken, you're brilliant.
Yeah, because I do feel motivated. Now, I won't say that I feel more fearful or like hopeless, but I feel motivated. I'm like, okay, if that's the game, let's do it.
So
And I start thinking,
the place you have to get to with this is start asking yourself, what happens if this goes really well? And look at those scenarios. You need to start training
okay,
this. You need to start training your mind to start going into those. Because right now, this whole, the the secret, right? The law of attraction, all of that stuff is real. It exists. Those are the vibrations, like that stuff is all there. Okay. And right now, you're
mm,
stuck vibrating at one of the lowest frequencies, like fear. You're stuck there. So, like that, you're finding all of this stuff because you're stuck in that vibration. You're stuck in these belief systems. You're stuck in spending a majority of your time thinking about all of the things that you don't want to happen. And now, the reason you get triggered so much is because you're viewing the world through that lens of all of these bad things that could happen. And as soon as one little shred of evidence comes into your view of one of these thousands of possible terrible scenarios you've already thought up of, it triggers you right into, oh, that thing's about to happen. Fucking that thing's happening. And you get pissed off and you're like, why didn't I do stuff different? That's what's going on with this.
Um,
You got to train this. All of us have
So
our own.
rather than come at it from a, oh shit, this could happen to, well, what if it doesn't? Like, what if what I'm doing is actually working and I've done everything that I can do, and let's just see. Is
Yeah, how
that
often
what you
have
mean?
yeah, how often have you gone into the possible scenarios of the beautiful future you could have if things went well this time? Yeah, how often do you do that?
Recently, thankfully, yeah, I have with my situation with my wife,
Yeah.
and that has felt it's been like a warm security blanket
Yeah,
that I've never felt before.
makes
Because
things better,
it's
right?
like, well, she's in it, and I'm not the only one doing everything. And then what if this actually works? Like this looks like it's just working, and let's just let it go. And it feels so great in that one aspect, which is why I can kind of get what you're saying on that point.
Yeah, is that part of why your relationship's working a bit better now? Are
It
you
is
less are you are
slowing
you
down,
are you
you
getting
know,
less triggered?
over disagreements, yeah,
Yeah.
over things
Good.
that don't align. It's all feeling a lot better, more constructive, more, oh well, okay, well let's look at it this way, rather than, well, you're not doing it fucking right, and I'm being a piece of shit, and we're not gonna ever fucking figure this out.
Right, because that's through the lens of we're never going to figure this out. Now you're in the lens of like we're
Yeah,
figuring this thing out. So like now anything that comes
this is
up, you're just
fucking
like,
working.
yeah, you're just like, we'll figure this out. We're figuring it out. Like it's no big deal.
Hmm.
But when it's through the lens of
Yeah,
we're never going to figure this thing out, this is not going to go well for us. This is all really bad. This is why you get triggered so easily in these other scenarios and why you were triggered so easily in the past in your relationship.
yeah,
So
oh
just
yeah.
start using
Because if she's
this
not on board
ability.
with what I already figured out, then I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. What are you thinking? This is stupid, and it's a put down kind of thing.
Yeah.
Rather than now, it's a constructive kind of thing, like a partnership.
Mhm. Exactly. Same things
Shout out
going
to
on.
Rick. He knows
Hey,
he does that stuff.
yeah, it's the same thing is going on. Same behaviors are happening, but now you guys are handling it totally different, right? It's not like the same
Hmm.
shit isn't going on. It's
Yeah,
just like now we're handling it differently because we see things differently.
yeah. And I will say the positive that I do see out of this kind of like downtrodden default programming is that I do have I do have the ability to see when it is working and when it is applying in a positive light. I do see it, and I'm becoming more aware of it, and as I become more aware, the more I'm like, okay, slow down, let's grab onto that. I want to grab onto that because I'm hungry. I want to fix everything. I want to fix it. It's like becoming motivating rather than I'm redlined all the time. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, just keep moving in this direction, but definitely like as much as you can moving forward, just grab those things and flip it. Like, what if this works out, man? Then like let me use
Yeah,
this
it's just
power
applying
for
what's in my concentrated inner circle to the outside circle. What's
yeah.
outside of my home? What's outside of my important circle?
Yes, you see how it's working. So like start using it in the different areas of your life. Cool.
Facts.
All right, good stuff, man. Chris,
Big
Hunter,
facts. Hell yeah.
Aziz, let's go next.
I guess I'll go. They don't want
I don't know.
to.
You chimed in first, so go for
Okay.
it.
Um, I found a bunch of different beliefs, or either beliefs or default modes.
Yeah.
I tend to used to get distracted more with Facebook Reels and like TikTok or something like that. And then something would go on there just to get me aggravated. And I just keep looking at more and more stuff that just gets me aggravated. I don't know why. So I ended up limiting that to an hour a day. And I used to shut the restriction off, just keep watching it, but I recently stopped doing that. But
Why watch it at all?
that's what I wondered. I think it was because I was bored in the moment.
No, like why? Why?
I don't know.
Why? No, there's
'Cause
something like there's a reason. What do you think you're getting?
I think I'm just might be distracting myself from things that I actually need to do because I don't know if I could do them yet. I
Cool.
guess.
Cool. Okay. So it's just a distraction.
I think. But it happens when I get stressed too.
So it's a distraction,
Yeah.
right? So
So that's
can I just throw this out there for everybody?
yep.
Go ahead and do a social media fast. I highly encourage everybody doing a social media fast as we begin this. Just just go 30 days minimum, see how it goes. Because there's material to get through in here. There's time you're gonna need to spend. You guys are all doing it, but it will be a thing that stops you from getting more out of this. It's already a thing that's stopping you from doing things in your life. I'm sure. Like we're getting
Yeah.
sucked into it. Everybody gets sucked into it.
Yeah, it used to be video games, but I cut those out and then just moved to YouTube and then now Facebook.
Yeah, and you hop on, you're like, I'm so pissed off. I'm
Yeah.
pissed off at I'm
And
pissed
then it goes
off
to,
at I'm
then it
pissed
goes to
off at the
something different.
liberals. I'm pissed off at the conservatives. I'm pissed off at the like you just there's tons of stuff to be pissed off on in the internet. It doesn't matter what you believe. It's going to show you the shit that pisses you off, especially right now. There's a lot to be pissed off about for everybody.
Yeah. That's
So
one of the things.
just I don't mean to interrupt you. We'll keep diving in, but just everybody, if you're in for it, fast it.
Yeah, I'm
If
writing
you
that down.
yeah,
I
if you
tried
if
deleting it, but Facebook does this stupid thing where, well, it's not stupid because it works for their business. It kind of takes 2 weeks to delete fully. And I'd get to like the first week and then I get bored again. And then
you reopen
fucking
it,
reopen it again. And
hide
then
it
to begin the
somewhere.
cycle again.
There's different ways to go about it, but just
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm writing it
if
down.
you remove from your phone is the best for the time being. All right, keep going. So you notice you're going into these distractions. What else are you
Yeah,
seeing?
I actually got kind of a list. Hmm.
What are the big ones? Like, what are the ones that stuck out where you're like, damn, okay, I see this now.
One of the big ones. Well, I tend to have this default mode that happens very situationally. If someone gets aggravated with me or like tries to raise their voice at me, I go up higher
Hmm.
in a way, I guess, to stop it. And I think that stems from my dad because he was always the one that if someone would do something out of line, he would like, kind of bringing a sledgehammer to something that all you need is a tiny hammer to not. It's like trying to take a dent out of a car with a sledgehammer. It doesn't do anything,
Just end up doing more damage.
basically. So hold on one second. Now there. Sorry, someone came in.
Oh, good.
Hey. Sorry, my mom's boyfriend came back.
It's cool. Go ahead. Keep going.
But yeah, I tend to do that. So I think I know where that one comes from, but I also get aggravated if I think people don't do research and look into things that could really affect them. I want to tell them like where to look, but then the fact that they don't try to, I guess, kind of upsets me because I like to try to help people avoid trouble.
Stop doing
But
that.
yeah, I'm trying to.
How's it been
I think
working?
social media, it's tough at times, but now that I'm paying more attention to it being default,
Listen,
oh,
there's a lot of people that certainly need help. And
yeah,
again, if we go into social media comment
I'm on a
section,
call.
if we go into the comment section of any social media, like we'll find them. They're there. They are
Yeah, it's just
100% there.
sometimes it's friends and family that are doing the things that
Sure.
might get them in trouble or hurt, and I'm always the kind of person to try to.
Here's where you have to come to on this. Okay. Are they asking for advice? Are they
No,
asking for your help?
no,
That's all you need to know.
then don't give it and don't ask. Hmm.
You
Gotta
can
look at it that way.
you can ask like, hey, do you need like do you want me to help you out with any of this or you need some advice? Like you can ask. There's nothing wrong with asking, like, hey, if you feel like you want to engage, but just know even when you do that, a lot of times it's gonna fall on deaf ears. That's why like on these calls and in these trainings, and if you ever watch closely like how I work with a lot of people, a lot of times and the reason we do the things the way we do is like people need to ask questions
It'll, yeah,
because if we're just giving information that people aren't ready for, like maybe it's beneficial for the other people in the room. So sometimes we'll just head down that route and not speak directly to them. But if you ever try to speak directly to someone and give them advice or help for something they didn't ask for, they're they're likely not hearing it.
true. That explains why, even though they kind of agree and they just keep doing the same thing anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
It's
not
just like you
ready.
agree just to make you leave them alone.
Yes, they're not ready to change. They don't want to change. It doesn't hurt bad enough yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking at it that way and leave them be.
Yeah, that's how everybody is. You're like, hey, that's poison. They're like, that's poison? Yeah, you didn't know that's poison? Oh, okay. How much of it kills me? This much will definitely kill you. So take less than that? No, no, it's poison. Don't drink any of it. Just a little bit of it? It's fucking poison. And
Yeah,
they're like, can't stop them, man. All right, so you find yourself wasting a lot of time of energy and getting like upset with people when they don't follow your guidance because you're like, I could have helped you avoid so much of this pain and suffering, right? So
yeah,
there's something in there where you actually feel responsible for their pain and suffering. Like you
I
feel
guess for me,
responsible for taking that on. Otherwise, you
yes,
wouldn't go out of your way to do that, and you certainly wouldn't be upset if they didn't take the advice or do the thing that you said that would help.
yeah. For me, what I think it might be is that I have the information that might help them, avoid something horrible.
Hmm.
I feel guilty, I guess, if I don't try to at least help them see it.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because I might have been the fixer in my family when I was younger.
Sure, you're responsible. You were responsible. You were the one. You held everybody together. You were like the glue. You're like, guys,
Yeah,
let's not fight. Like, why we gotta do this? You gotta go around and try and fix everything so everybody can be nice to each other.
Basically, my mom and dad used to fight a lot when I was young.
Yeah.
So I get in the middle of it trying to get them to stop. And one is about as well as you think it did.
Mm-hmm.
They both either redirected at me or ignored me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You're not responsible for their problems or their success. It's all on them. We'll dive in week 3. We get into a lot of these different belief systems, so we'll dive further into these. What else did you find? Anything else you want to bring?
Let me see. There's got to be something in here at least.
Okay. Outside of what you found, like, do you have any questions?
You said we're going to be dealing with this in week 3.
Mm-hmm. We're going to dive deep into belief systems on week 3.
Okay. I'll just keep writing them down till then so I can have more things to aim at.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Try to get a little more organized in my notes. They're kind of everywhere.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Just keep going through, keep finding them. We'll find more on week 3 too. But more of the, like, specifically, we'll kill some of these ones that you're talking about.
All right.
All right, cool, man. Hunter,
Thanks.
you want to go next? Let's do it.
So, actually, before I even got to getting into the kind of default programming mode, I kind of had like an experience where I went through this and was able to self-regulate. It was actually with this girl, the first girl I had like a serious relationship with after my marriage, like kind of reopened my heart to. Her name's Jordan. And so back last June, it was like
Is this the girl you're with now or the girl you were with?
No.
Okay, so this is the
multiple girls. There's been a lot of girls.
I know, dude. You get you with the ladies. I know there's a lot of ladies. All right, so this was the first girl you dated after the marriage.
Like serious one, like cool. Like not hookups and put notches in my belt, like so like I had and we had this kind of it was more of a situationship, but she was very sweet. She would very pretty. She was younger, had a great job at Deloitte, but it was just kind of this we'd talk every single day, but she'd come over mostly during lunchtime and we'd just be hooking up and stuff like that. It was hard for her to get away from her son to kind of, full board and have a real relationship. Actually never went on a real date until last or 2 summers ago. We were just happened to be in Sarasota, Florida together randomly. And we went on a date, but whatever. So, back in June, she told me she was like pregnant. And it kind of hit me hard. Like, fuck, damn. Like, and this is when I was dating my girlfriend, Kate, at the time. And like I was just kind of like shut down for a week, and that made me feel bad. Just made me feel a certain way. But like 2 days ago, I still talk to her now, but like 2 days ago, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting married." And for a second, I had the same, like, I fucking, like my stomach dropped and it just felt like this like free fall, like for a second. And I was like, then I just kind of regulated there. And I was like, hold on a second. What is this about? And I was like, this is me not feeling accepted and feeling worthy. But at the same time, I'm like, that's not, none of that's really true. I was like, I know for a fact she's only been with this guy for 18 months. This whole thing is over Christmas break, she was sending me like flirtatious messages. Like, so I was able to just kind of like put in perspective the reality of it and not just go into this whole, oh, you're not worthy, you weren't chosen, you're not good enough type of thing. So and within seconds, I went from like a free fall feeling, which I usually feel, to just kind of like, oh, this has none of that. It has nothing to do with any of that.
Nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me at all. No. She's telling me, like, the fact that she's even telling me is more of something else than her getting married,
I'm sure we can all agree, like, I wouldn't want the girl that I'm getting married to
Exactly.
texting you to let you know, the
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend that she was hooking up every day at lunchtime. Like
Yeah.
that, if that's going on, good luck to our brother that's getting
Right.
married
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whoever
Yeah.
this guy
Yeah.
is.
And then you know she was telling me like about like things about like her being pissed off at him about, but you know, so I was like, damn, sucks for him. Like, glad I didn't end up with her. Like, we're friends, all that, but thank God I didn't end up with her, right?
Yeah, it'd be a disaster.
Right. Um, so that was, and that's kind of my those are my wounds, this chosen worthiness type of wound. I've read the book, The Origins of You by Vienna Farron. It goes through all these childhood wounds and stuff where I've really been trying to discover like which one was mine. I even got to have a chat with her a couple of weeks ago via direct messaging, which was kind of cool. That's, you know, Connor Beaton's wife. So she slid in my DM. So I was always laughing about that. But that was really cool because I got her thing and she reached out and was like, yo, I got one of her modules. And she actually reached out and was like, if you need any help, let me know. And I thought that's awesome. Like, I can't believe you're actually really interacting with your you know, people like that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah,
And then the same thing too with my ex-girlfriend, Kate. You know, I've gotten through a lot of stuff, but there's still this like, you know, worthiness and chosen wound for me that goes to like why she ended up, you know, cheating with me and with the guy who she's with. And like my default programs are definitely like I'm very judgmental about myself and judgmental about other people. I judge everybody like all the time, but not necessarily that doesn't mean that I'm not going to interact with those people or dislike those people. You know, just because I judge you doesn't mean that I think that you're a bad person, you know, or you're unworthy. But I'm just saying, I would think, why are you doing act like that? Why you talk like why? You know, I'm always on the concept of a judgment piece, but it doesn't bring me down to like hate or despise or anything like that. But I just was I'm always judging people.
it's just you got reaction.
Yeah,
It's probably is I mean, yeah, it's probably just the environment that you've been around. It's like, is that how your like family talks to each other or talks about other people or constantly like gossiping or judging or dad like constantly
my
judges
mom.
my shit?
Yeah,
Mom.
my mom definitely was like that.
What about like her like your aunts and that whole like side of the family? Are they kind of like that too?
No, not so much. It was just really, really like my mom.
Okay.
She was, you know, had severe as far
Right.
as you know,
Right.
depression and stuff like that. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, wounds. I mean, really bad wounds. But yeah, I mean, it just you know, it really is like is a like a worthiness wound. Again, since that one conversation, like this, the switch has like flipped on me. Things have been just getting better, and it's obviously too because it's the way you look at it. I mean, you know, two people can be in the same situation, look at the same thing. If one person's positive, one person's negative. Positive person sees the positive out of the negative person's still going to feel like this fucking is a disaster. Um, like with the rat, like the rat led to eating my fucking stove, and I kind of have been taking this like the whole slogan, like you know the China, you know the Alan West Chinese story. You know, what if? And a day later, you guys saw my dad's best friend who lives in Kansas City. Happened just because we're friends on Facebook because I was getting rid of my stove on Facebook to save $50 from Home Depot, charging me to take it away. Text me out of nowhere because you got fucking rats. He's you know, he's just how much the new stove cost? You know, I'm sending you a check right now. And fucking sends me a check in the mail to cover the new stove, which is like fucking awesome because I need the cash right now. Again, like and I wasn't beating myself up over. So it's just kind of whatever happens, happens. I just got to get a new stove. Some money, let it be.
Yep.
A couple days later, my aunt reaches out to me. Her and her boyfriend, her boyfriend owned a protein company. Say, hey, like, you want to make some clips for a protein company? You know, you can make some money doing this. You know, we'll help you out. All you got to do is send us to the thing to the social media guy. You know, we run it through. Blah 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 blah. For me, even that goes to like my worthy moves. Again, things are working my way, but like even like my anxiety or whatever you want to say onto that um isn't what if this fails? Like what if it is a success? Like, am I worthy of that success? What if, like, I'm more happy if it does fail, right? Like, I deserve, that's what I deserve. I deserve the failure. I deserve
What do
everyone
you,
going, see,
what
you
do you,
can't do it.
so what do you think? Yeah, this is a good thing to point out. So when it comes to, all right, I'm kind of more upset about thinking about it being successful.
Yeah.
Like, what about it? Because it's not the success, right? Because you like success, you want success.
Yeah.
I like and know that about you. So, what is it like deeper in there? What piece of it is it that you're like, I don't want that. I don't know if I could handle this part of it. I don't like what's missing. Is there like a fear? Because typically, if it's anxiety, it's fear based. So, like, is there a fear of one of the pieces in there of the success of the result of it being successful?
I'm still trying to figure that. I can't tell if, because, growing up, with like my dad owning his own business and taking over that business, like people look at you like, oh, like, and being like, upper middle class, it was always like, oh, like you had a silver spoon,
Right.
everything you wanted. No one saw that. I didn't have fucking parents that not only didn't love me, like I had fucking parents that would fucking tear me apart. Like, and nobody gave a shit about that. It's because my mom had jewelry and, the Jaguars and fucking, like, no one, everyone's just like, just shut the fuck up. Like, you shut the fuck up. You don't deserve to even be sad. Like, I remember a girl in middle school basically told me, you don't deserve to like be complaining.
Right.
My dad got to go. I would be like, sometimes my dad's gone for 2 weeks. And I don't even know. Like, I had no idea. Like, I remember going down the stairs one time to ask my mom, hey, one time's dad going to be home? She's like, dad's been gone for a week. He won't be home for another week. And I didn't know because that was just the way you just in and out and traveling and,
Yeah.
but I wasn't allowed to complain because I was this, upper middle class kid and his dad owned a business, but no one got to see the dysfunction that was
So
going on.
back to the success piece, like what do you think it is? Like what is the part of that that makes you go, I don't want it. I don't think I could handle it. I'm afraid of it.
One is of you again not being worthy of it because I'm told that you had everything good enough, everything you had was good enough. You shouldn't expect more than what you have already.
So you don't deserve it.
You don't deserve more than what you have right now. That's kind of like, but still, my dad says now, you don't deserve more than what you have right now. Just be happy with what you have in life, you know? And also sometimes maybe I think because it's my aunt's business that it's kind of just because I'm using a connection, but it's a family connection. Again, that's the whole, I'm being fed something instead of earning it. But even though I'm going to do all the work and it's just really like, it's like my aunt's just the investor, her boyfriend's the owner, like, but then maybe I'm just thinking, I'm trying to process through that. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Well, it is a very judgmental.
Yeah.
Like it's extremely judgmental. You're right on with this. You just have to start pulling the judgments out and making it objective with it, right? Just taking an objective perspective on things like this because everybody's scenarios has advantages and disadvantages, right? Why should I judge a kid being in a position that I want to put my kids in? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I get that too. And I don't, it's like, it's like an example, like I wouldn't judge, Elon Musk kids for using the fact that they're at all. Like, of course, why would you not? Like,
Yeah, of course, exactly. Why would you not?
That's the point of the family.
That's the benefit of family and connections and all of that, right? And like you said, there's very much shit that you've had to deal with that no one else has had to deal with as far as the detriments to being a part of that family.
Yeah.
Right. So this piece, this external piece of like, I don't deserve it because they tell me I don't deserve it. I think it comes back to this thing that you already found. It's like, I'm not allowed to be confident. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's this shame. It's the shame and doubt piece. So you can fight it the same exact way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shame. Obviously, everyone's have shame. Yeah, the worthiness is, and like my biggest probably like addiction too, and I never really spoken about this too. Is like porn use. I mean, going back now, like pre-puberty, and that's like I can't shake it. I mean, and it's like, and I don't use it as like, and I don't know because I don't know how other people use it, but I use it as a total self-destruct. I mean, I purposely use it to harm myself too, and not to pleasure. It's not like self-pleasure. It's pure just destruction. I mean, I use it to go in there and just hurt myself. And to go into you're not worthy of a good woman because you couldn't please a good woman, and they use that basically a porn just to be completely self. And I know that, like, something I've been battling for like over a year now, even though I know that, and really like honed in onto that part, but still, it's like heroin for me of getting away from this shit. That's my like one thing I really, really want to beat, like
Okay.
more than
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this piece, this shame piece, I think this paradigm shift that you had a month back where you're like, I'm allowed to be confident. So I'm just going to start doing that. I'm going to start speaking that way. Like it affected everything about you, right?
yeah.
Just everything just started being differently. Okay. What you need to see is this is the same exact fight. It's the same, it's shame and doubt. So it works the same exact way. You're choosing a path, this path of I don't deserve this. What's there? What's down that road? Like, what does that have to offer?
And when you say what would mean going through shame and doubt, what does shame and doubt have to offer?
What is doubt? What is this particular? You don't deserve this. Like, what do you get from that? It's the same type of offer as you're not enough. It's the same type of offer of the shame you found in the confidence piece. What the root of shame, right? When we talk about shame and doubt, the root of shame, because shame is an I am statement. It's any of these I am statements that we find. Right? I'm not confident. I'm not enough. I'm a loser. I'm not good with the, I'm not good in bed. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. The root of that was somebody put a seed of doubt into you. Somebody told you that. And this one, like you've already found them. You found where they came from. Like this girl when I was growing up, like people would just tell me, like, I'm not allowed to complain because I don't deserve to complain. And I don't deserve any of the success I get because apparently it was handed to me. Right. And then you took that in and eventually it became an I am. It became a shame. It became a part of your identity. I don't deserve any of this shit. And you've held yourself back because you truly believe I don't deserve success. And this is why you keep running into these points of conflict that every time something gets handed to you, like an opportunity, like this thing that's happening with your aunt, you're like trying to fuck it up. It's immediate resistance because that thing's in there. you have to completely reject that offer. Because what is the result of if I go down this path and accept the offer of I don't deserve success? What's over there? Nothing. There's not shit to find. Like if you keep going down that path, there's nothing there. So why does it make sense to go down it? Right? But just like you saw, if I go down the path of I'm going to believe in myself, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to believe that I am enough, I am the man, I'm the best man you'll ever be with, I'm the man for the job, I can handle this. If you choose that route, now that you've eliminated the shame and the doubt that got put into you, you see the results. You're like, this works way better. Yeah, because it's the only thing that could possibly give you what you want. This other path, 100% failure. This path, it's not 100% success, but it actually gives you a chance. So like once you can see that clearly, like you already did, once you can see that clearly, every time you're met with that option, you can very easily just be like, nah, like that's, because you don't want to go down that path anymore, right? Like you do want success.
Yeah, of course.
Of course you do.
Absolutely.
You do want more money. You do want more status. You do want more resources. You do want to be able to do all these things. You do want to, be your own guy and do this stuff. So it's like, there's no doubts that I want that. So now it's just making sense of if I keep choosing to accept this offer of I don't deserve it, 100% I never get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to turn it down, obviously, I mean, at all. It's just that's the only like anxiety that I do have is that I'm feeling, and that's I know that I'm pick up that I'm feeling. But it's not like my anxiety is people are going to laugh at me or make fun of me on social, because it's like no, it's in and out. Like your social media, there's 9 million things. Like the only thing that could be is if it fails, like nobody sees it, no one says a word, and it's like, yeah, I was just trying to make some money. So people go, oh, that's cool.
So it's just the piece of I don't deserve this.
I think so. Yeah. Like I don't, like, again, that's my take of it is like, yeah, it is a success. Like, fuck, like that's different for me, in a way of, than what I'm used to right now, I guess.
Yeah, dude, there's, you have so many connections, opportunities all around you because of your family and the connections and everything that's there.
Yeah.
And you're like refusing.
Yeah, I know. And they kind of mad for that.
I'm not like, I'm not telling you should, because maybe there's a double-edged sword in this, and you're like, maybe you shouldn't go down that path. I don't know. I don't know your family. Maybe it's like if you go down into one of these ventures with them, they're just gonna fucking stab you in the back, and you're gonna be coming to me like, why did you fucking convince me to go do this? I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm not telling you to do either one, but it's like, if it's actually there, you deserve it. You deserve it.
I mean, it's an opportunity, like same thing. You don't know where it's going to go, and I'm totally cool with that. But that's just, that's more my anxiety is more success and failure. It's not because of the responsibility, but it's, I guess it just feels like that's what I'm told. Like you are limited to what you should actually. Now that you think about
it, you're limited to what I tell you can have.
Yeah, I had it in middle school. This school psychologist told me one time, or whatever, therapist or whatever the fuck he was. Fucking weird as shit to say, but we went into I don't remember why I had to go into the meeting. I was sitting there with my mom, but he was looking at my grades, and I was okay. I was a good student, A's and B's, some C's here. And for some reason, he's like, "Oh, like you achieve above your some kind of level." He's like, "Really, you should be a C student." It's like, yeah, like I remember like him saying that. And I'm just thinking, even in middle school, I was like, why the fuck would you say that? Like, it's a stupid ass comment. If I get A's and B's, why would you tell the kid they should be a C student? It was, I remember, like, again, that's the same thing. Like, you're doing more than you should. You really deserve C's. It's like you're over compensating. It's like, okay. But yeah, I mean, that's
why would you say some shit like that to a kid?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
But
But that's with everything. That's with all of these things that have plugged this into your system. It's like, why would you fucking say that to me?
Yeah.
It's just their projection.
Yeah.
It's they're so fucked up. Any success that they've gotten, they don't deserve it. And they believe that.
Yeah, and that's too like my dad's very self-destructive on that. Like he's like this huge victim mentality type of person. Like, and he'll do anything in his path. Again, same thing to be here and like not go beyond that. And like it's everybody else's fault. And then it's like, dude, if you just stop doing certain actions, like you'd be perform so much better. Oh no, it's
Right.
I get that from there too. Obviously, I pick up those habits.
Yeah, and he's projected that shit onto you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I got to get out of that job.
Yes, 100%. How's that going? Like, you got any leads on something you want to do?
Not yeah. I mean, I'm still just kind of using that. I mean, for this to kind of work through that. I mean, again, it's with my with my aunt, maybe making a little bit of side money to maybe build something differently. I've been looking into franchises and stuff like that for a few things. Yeah, I mean, I've been just making conversations with people and stuff, but I need to get a little bit better of a financial place. My goal is by the end of the year to be out. It's my potential goal. Get my
What do you think the best way, like, you want to just be out and doing something completely on your own, or do you think the move is because there's also an option of like I just go to a a competitor or someone like that's kind of in the same type of industry and do the same type of job for them and make a lot more money. Like, I don't know what the options are, or a different industry doing the same type of position.
I don't know if I'd stay in this. The competitor thing is it's kind of fucked up the way this business works.
Mhm.
No
All
one
right,
would
so
no one would hire me.
sure.
It's weird business. I don't know if I want to do my own thing.
Yeah,
But that
for sure.
is, yeah. I don't know if I'd want to stay into selling plumbing heating products. Probably not. It's cool, but it doesn't fucking really fucking make my heart beat. You know what I mean? Um, like you said, I do have a lot of connections with my family, and maybe I can leverage that with my skills. But right now, I'm just trying to get my mind in the right place. Um,
All right,
so
we'll get there whenever
yeah,
you're ready.
yeah,
Sooner rather than later, though.
yeah. It's only January. I mean,
You're like, my goal is by the end of the year.
yeah.
I know it's killing me, but I'll get out of this by the end of the year. I'm just saying, like, if there's a move that you could make, um, even if it just depends. It just depends because it's not always the best idea to get out of something if you're in a flow and don't have to put a ton of like mental effort into it.
Mm.
I just don't know where, like, are you getting overworked and it's just this huge burden all the time? Is it
No, I've been able to.
with it?
I've been able to build this thing up too, where I have the systems in place and like people and operating and stuff. Like I'm basically more an executive than doing daily type of stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I could essentially be doing something else on the side.
Cool. Perfect.
So yeah,
All right, let's do that then.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that's kind of starting as so we'll see where this takes me.
All right, sounds good, man. Anything else you got?
No, no, it's just snow sucks. That's it.
I hear you. Yeah, I think we're all in it. Maybe not as Aziz. You getting snow out there? I know it's cold. Oh, you muted and then or you unmuted, then muted right back on. Now, if you did that shit again, what are you doing? Here, I'll try to help you. I don't know what's going on. It won't let me unmute. Um, try popping on. Just pop on your phone. You on the? Yeah, just try popping on your phone. Yeah, it looks like it has. There we go.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, just turn your volume off on there. We got
Yeah.
you.
No, I was saying there's ice. Like there's cars stuck on the highways because of ice, and they're like sliding back and forth.
Man, I'm coming out there this weekend, so hopefully it's not too bad.
No, it should be good. People are just acting crazy, just buying everything in the store over 2 days of cold.
You guys don't handle it very well down there.
No, we can deal with hurricanes, but we can't deal with ice, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're just not built for it. So what'd you find this week, man? What do you want? Anything you want to get into?
Well, I came a little late, but I did, I did some of the default settings. But is there some? Because I had some technical issues. I had to go get my phone fixed. So that's why I was
It's all
late.
good. It's all good. No, we're just so we're just going through like sharing, hey, here's what I found in some of these default settings. Like here's some things I'm noticing that I'm doing. Here's some things that are good or bad. Here's any questions that I have as far as this stuff goes or just in general.
Okay. Well, I have my notes, but I just kind of broke them up into sections. I guess I don't know. I kind of took it from like positive and the negative side, if that
Good.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So one thing that I don't know why, but one thing that I've noticed in the catch behavior section, um, I tend to tolerate like disrespect longer than I should, typically hoping that it will, like, I guess, correct itself over time. I don't know why specifically, but that's one thing. That's one of the things that I noticed there. Um, let's see I think for the belief section. I'm sorry, no, my bad. The habit section. Um, like I guess like you said, what's the word? I tend to like suppress my emotions really, and that usually just kind of bottles up, if you will. I either kind of distance myself or like withdraw, or either pretty much just explode. But I don't know how to really express those emotions. Typically, majority of times it ends up in anger, because I just don't know how to.
It's what you
I don't know.
suppress. You suppress anger.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it out. Like I grew up doing. I think the best way that I got out of it. I guess expressed it just growing up as a child. I did MMA and Taekwondo. I'm starting to get back into it, but I did that like from maybe like 5 years old to like 23, 24. But that was probably the best way.
It is. Yeah,
Going, I got out of it.
hitting things. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
And you stop doing that, and all of a sudden you're like, I got all this anger, and
Yeah,
and it keeps blowing up. Yeah, get back into it, man. Like hit the heavy bag. Like, and for anybody that if you're not into hitting bags or anything, like just hit things. Some people like maybe you want to go shoot something. I don't know. But like you have to do this to regulate, like the self-regulating.
Mhm.
It's just a part of staying at like zero. Like we have to find ways to release the anger. And like when you're in there, it's not just like I'm gonna go work out. No. Like find those things that you're keeping in there and like let them out in there.
Yeah. I definitely gotta get back to it. When I went to college, I didn't really have the opportunity. Me and my brother trained every now and then, but I was just too busy with classes. I guess I didn't really have that time to.
Yeah. Well, does your gym have like any heavy bags or anything you just
No, I wish,
play
man.
around with?
I would be in there right now. I'd be in there right now. If they don't have a bag, I'd probably either maybe buy one or something and put it in my apartment. But no, they didn't. They don't have one. So I'm later on. Like I said, once I start saving up some money, I'd probably go find a gym and do something like that.
All right. Yeah, that's gonna be best. Just
Yeah,
find a healthy way, man. A healthy way to get back in there.
yeah, yeah. I just that's one of the issues, and I think one of the blind spots that I have, like here in my notes. I need to buy. I type mine online. I don't like write
That's
them on
good.
paper.
It's
Uh,
cool. That
type.
works.
Okay. But for some reason I tend to assume the responsibility of other people for some
Yes.
reason.
Hmm.
I did that in my last, uh, probably the last three relationships I had. I don't know why, but I know when I've done it, it doesn't end well. Let me say that. I don't typically understand why. I'm not sure uh, why I do it, but for some reason I tend to do that. But it doesn't make sense to me because I grew up pretty, I
You
guess.
grew up around women.
Yeah,
What
and
do
I
they
grew
have
up
a
around
hard time doing?
a lot of things. um,
Just what we're talking about right now. Like, do they have a hard time taking responsibility and accountability for things?
yeah, and
Is it likely that since you were around so much that you just ended up doing that for them because they couldn't do it? Like were like your sisters and your mom, like were they really good at taking responsibility and accountability?
no, I mean, I grew up with five or six sisters, so I had no choice but to kind of just do stuff. Typically because uh, well, my dad he traveled a lot for
Right,
work.
dad wasn't around. So like you became the caretaker
Mhm.
emotionally.
Correct,
Yeah, like you were the emotional vessel for six or seven ladies.
and then some.
It's where and it's where you got your value.
Mhm.
They appreciated that about you. Your sisters like you,
Not lately, because we had a fight a couple of weeks ago.
but
So
did they like growing up? Like y'all, like they like you?
uh,
Yeah,
some
you
of
got you.
them.
Okay,
I mean, I mean, I got my favorite, of course.
okay.
I feel like everybody has their favorite sibling or whatever.
Uh,
For the most part, I would say so. But after a while, I started getting annoyed with them. After a
sure,
while, I started to piss me off.
sure. Do you have like Have you had a lot of friendships with girls?
Yeah, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say so.
Okay.
Say so.
Okay.
I don't. I would say mainly because I feel like because I grew up around them so much. Like, I mean, I got two brothers, but I grew up mostly around, like you said, women, my aunties, sisters, cousins. I mean, the house was always packed, and the majority of the time it's women. So if I'm doing something, I'm doing something uh, either for them or for myself. But I grew up in a sense kind of independent for the most part because it's my mom has 8 children, so she don't have time to help this person, help that person. So you gotta go. Sometimes you gotta go figure some stuff out by yourself. Or if my dad's
Yeah.
not there,
Yeah. So
he's
just
there. I ask him.
look at what this creates. It's like, what were you trained? What were you trained? Like, how did that train you to think?
Well, in part, it felt like I had to go do everything by myself.
What would happen if you asked for help?
I get to it when I get to it. Or
Hmm.
a lot of times, if my dad, and we've talked about it, he's apologized and whatnot. A lot of times, when we would try, like if he's doing something around the house, if he's trying to fix the plumbing or the wires for the lights or whatever, we would mainly my brothers, like we would ask him to help. And he always, I remember it stuck in my head, he would always say, like, oh, you can help me by staying out of the way. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So it kind of, I like growing up, after a while, you just like, ain't no point in asking him for help because he's just gonna tell you to get out the way. So just go do something else.
Right. Right. So anytime you asked for help, it was met with, don't ask for help.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So this creates its own belief system, right? Where it's like I gotta figure out all this on my own. Asking for help doesn't lead to anything good,
Right.
right? Um, and then this other piece of like I'm either just doing stuff for myself or a lot of times just doing things for them.
Pretty
Like
much.
they're asking you for help.
Yeah. So after a while, you just uh, kind of keep to yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you isolate.
Yeah, you just start doing your own thing, and then when you start doing your own thing, that gets you in trouble too.
Yeah, they don't like that.
No, exactly. So when you at a certain point, you just get confused, man.
Yeah,
I
because
got in trouble one time.
there's
Remember?
nothing you can do to win.
Exactly. So that's how I felt, especially whether it be at work or in a relationship. You just, I don't know. I'm at that point. I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Right. You don't. Because everything they taught you is fucked up.
Hmm.
It's like, don't ask for help. Make sure you're always helping us whenever we ask you for stuff. And if you go do things that you want to go do, you're going to get in trouble.
Right.
So you're like, okay, what am I? Just like a servant in this place?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I moved out because that's how I started to feel like I'm like, man, I
That's
can't
how it
take this
was.
no more.
That's what they wanted you as,
Hmm.
right? You were trained to be their servant.
Hmm.
You had to anything you wanted to do when you're like, I'm gonna go do my thing. It's like that got me in trouble. Okay. And then if I need to ask them for anything, that got me in trouble. The only time I'm safe is when I'm helping y'all with your shit.
Correct.
So the only time I'm getting any positive affirmation, any love at all, is when I'm sacrificing myself and helping you.
That didn't work either. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just an unhealthy way to grow up, man.
I definitely agree with that. I just don't know like how to overcome that. And even then, like even sometimes when I go back home, because they're still my family, so I go,
Yeah. You go right back into your old ways.
no,
What happens?
just chill. If I go over, it's just to chill with my brother and play the Xbox or something like that. But because he still stays over there, so I go over there and play the Xbox. See my mom and dad because they're my parents. But that's pretty much it. I'll go in there and talk to my sisters and whatnot, but I try to just keep to myself. So for the most part, I'll probably, if I'm not playing the Xbox with my brother, I'll just go downstairs and watch TV or something. But after a while, you can't say anything. That's why when you ask me the question if I'm getting along with them, I'm like, right now, not really, because we had a argument, um, maybe about a month ago. And anytime, like I told my mom, anytime I say something, it gets ignored and thrown right to the side. So after a while, I just start like the only way that I've been able to get them to hear me is if I raise my voice.
Mhm.
And when I was younger, I got punished for doing that. Oh, daddy, he did this and he did that. Da, da, da. So, but now I'm like, well, I can't get a whooping now, so I'll raise my voice. But then again, it's like it doesn't really matter what I say or do. So at this point, I'm just like, I don't. They
You
could be
do
mad. They could
you
be mad at me or not. I don't care.
Yeah, but you do go back into your old ways when you go there. You just like listen what you said. You're like, if I'm there, I don't really interact with them. I either play Xbox with my bro or I go downstairs and watch TV. And what are both of those things? It's like making myself sparse in this place, making myself like quiet, making myself, isolated from
Mm.
them,
Right.
right? That's the only thing that's safe. So to answer your question, like, how do I go about changing all this? It's a good question. So number one, we're right now what we're doing, right? We're just getting into this process of like, I want to become as aware as I possibly can of all the bullshit. Right? Like this I allow people to disrespect me and then I just hope that as we get closer it'll change over time. Right? I hope that if I can get them to like me more, they'll stop disrespecting me.
Correct.
Right? That system doesn't work. Here's what's happened. You've been given a system that doesn't work at all. And you've seen the results of this already.
Yeah.
It makes you it's impossible to actually receive love and have success. You can have success in financially and stuff in periods. But even then it's very challenging.
Mm.
Right? Is that what you find? You kind of self-destruct and like maybe go into procrastination or make yourself small, or you deal with like shit that you shouldn't deal with from people that, right? That type of stuff goes on.
Yeah. I mean, especially the self destruct. Like I think I told you on our first call, it was just me and you that I had to go into. I was so bad up here, that I had to do like some intensive therapy. I had to take 2 weeks off of work just to go to the place, and because they had the building and you have to just be there. You can't
Yeah,
have
you
your
got
phone
you
and
got to check
everything.
check yourself in. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do that for 2 weeks because I was so, I don't even know the word, but excuse my language. I was so fucked up in the head that I was ready to just kill myself. And I told my mom, I called her on the phone and told her on the phone that, and I didn't do it, but I went and did that for 2 weeks. That was, I guess, a form of me kind of wanting to literally self destruct,
Right.
because I just couldn't deal with. I was in a relationship at that time, and she was killing me. That she was killing me, and I was allowing it for whatever reason. Um, but I just couldn't take it no more. I told my mom, I was like, I'm gone. So, but that is the self destruct and like the I guess isolation and whatnot.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So we just have to put all these in the spotlight. And then we're going to start challenging them. Okay, right now we're gonna put them in the spotlight. Like in a few weeks, we're gonna get into the boundaries because it's a huge thing we have to dive into heavy.
Mhm.
But a majority, like we're gonna put these things in the spotlight and we're gonna examine them. We're gonna look at them like, where did that come from? Why is that there? And most importantly, like, does that work? Right? Is this true? Really, is this true? And is it helpful for
Mhm.
me and my goals in life? Is this true? And is it helpful? And then what enemy am I dealing with right now? Is this something that needs grieved? Is this my own self-deception? Is this me running to distractions? Is this me falling victim to fear or doubt?
Mhm.
Right? That's what this, like, a big piece of this process is going to be.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to find this stuff. We're going to shed light on it. We're going to find all of like the cracks and crevices of it. And as you go through these videos, as we have these conversations, you're going to find stuff and things are going to start clicking as you challenge these.
Okay.
And you're going to start implementing some new behaviors. And then all of a sudden you're going to come back the next week and you're going to be like, hey, that shit like worked. People are starting to treat me differently. Like I'm starting to treat me differently. Like I didn't do that thing this time where like normally anytime things start going well, like I start doing this thing,
Yeah.
right? That's what we're going to help you stop doing.
Okay.
It's change of the behaviors through changing of the belief systems and like getting you the correct armor and weapons to do battle with the shit that is attacking you in your mind, in your
Right.
heart, in your spirit.
Good.
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense a lot. Yeah, because I don't think I was ever really taught how to do that. So I mean,
No,
yeah.
none of us were.
Hmm?
None of us were.
Okay.
That's not, they don't, nobody teaches this shit to their kids. Like it's a rare individual right
Mhm.
now. Like you guys will be able to, but how many people are here? 6, 7 of us.
Mhm.
You know, how many people just in me and Rick's group combined, how many people are actually like tying in calls and involved? Maybe like 100, 150 at the most.
Mhm.
It's a
That's good.
small drop into the 8 billion
Yeah.
people like all around the world. And there's other groups like this, but like it's a small percentage of people. So like nobody taught any of us any of this stuff.
Right.
Right. It just be like if you were getting your ass kicked all the time, like physically. You're like, I don't know why I'm getting my ass kicked. And but you're like, no, I don't get my ass kicked physically because I learned how to fight. Like I've been fighting for a long time. Like that doesn't happen to me.
I mean, it did when I first started.
Well, that's how it goes. Like that's what's happening right now too. Because you didn't know any better.
Yeah.
You've been getting your ass kicked inside of here.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because you weren't given the proper training. Cool.
Ooh.
All right, guys. All right. So this next week, we're heading into week 2. This is gonna be like this is one of my favorite weeks, and it's a really good way to like kind of kick things off as we heighten the awareness. So just make sure you go through all of the tests that are in there. They should all be free. If like it looks like you got to pay for something, don't pay. It should all be free. Okay. So you're going to do the Enneagram, the Myers-Briggs, the love languages, which is the Nosce Te Ipsum. All right. In that section, you're going to do awareness as a skill. We're going to get into the nice guy mass. So like there's the 4 different mass of the nice guy. Kind of figure out which ones you relate with the most. Some of you guys have been a part of those trainings already. And then the control and coping mechanisms. And the most important piece for like the homework outside of you just kind of, doing your awareness practice and diving deeper into all this stuff, you'll see the week 2 mission in here. All right, I'll just share my screen with everybody real quick. So the mission is go through this list of values. Okay. There's a whole list of values. You'll see like accountability, efficiency, intuition, job security, joy, order, peace. Whole list of values. Narrow it down to your top 10 and then take it to your top 5 once you've got the 10 and then try to get your top 2. That's what I want you to bring to Sunday next week. Get this down to your top 2. Actually, let me double check something. Next Sunday. All right. Next Sunday, I've got a podcast that I need to do. Anyways, I might need to adjust our schedule, or we may push like the actual training piece of this back because I'm gonna be in Texas next week. But I'll keep you guys updated in our group message. If I don't let you know otherwise, like that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay, get it down to the top 2, and then we're gonna really dive in deep to identify these. This will be one of the coolest trainings we do. Maybe it's high emotions as we navigate this stuff. So the only caveat here, just remove trust, freedom, and love. All right. Those are not them. Cool. Make sense?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, guys. Good stuff today. We'll see y'all next week.
Take care, guys.